Good
Okay.
afternoon and welcome to Tamarind Meadows. Tamarind Meadows is an estate in Sabaki. I am Woolley Bigham, an African from the U.S. who has invented a system, WeatherGuard. All right, we're here to talk about WeatherGuard. WeatherGuard is a system for eliminating the problems of entry of dust, cold, sound, insects, etc. into your home, office, business, restaurant, hotel, etc. Behind me is my residence. It is the first dust-proof, mosquito-proof residence in Kenya. I say that because I invented this system, patented this system, and the system has been extremely effective. We first moved to here and we suffered with dust and mosquitoes like everyone else. In fact, there's a vehicle right just here and you can see how much dust has accumulated on it almost overnight. Um, I've interviewed people here, since we don't have dust and insects anymore, I've interviewed people here who indicate that they have to dust 3 times a day. We dust 1 time a week. The dust, as you know, is not just a nuisance, it's a major health problem. That's why you see so many people with bloody eyes, red eyes, and they're awfully, throat problems, allergy problems. The special dust screen system that I developed uses a microfiber filter screen, an insect screen, and it inhibits and stops dust of any size, pollen, even, and of course pollen's even smaller, and all insects. That is crawling insects, flying insects, etc. We even have a video where we were fortunate enough to see a wasp go through a closed window between the metal frame and the window. And that being the case, if a wasp can enter through a closed, sealed window, then mosquitoes obviously, which are 50 times smaller, have no issue entering your home. You don't have to live in the conditions under which we've been living with this dust and entry of mosquitoes. You deserve a night's sleep. You also deserve not to be a blood donor. Now, a blood donor is people who get so frustrated at night by the mosquitoes and the noise that they take their arm and put their arm out and let the mosquitoes bite their arm, hoping that when they're full of blood, they'll leave them alone and stop and allow them to sleep at least for a few hours. People who live out this far have to often get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to get themselves together and beat the traffic to get downtown. So if you're fighting mosquitoes half the night, there's no cost that represents that's too high to be able to provide yourself with a decent night's sleep. Our system, in fact, is very affordable. It's based on the fact that the windows and doors systems here are made of metal by and large. And metal, when we try to close a window, the window against the metal frame and the window do not seal. So therefore you get large accumulations of dust, cold air, sound. Even if you have a hotel or motel, for example, and you have to spend power for heat and air conditioning, it's unnecessary because if you can keep the cold out and then seal out the mosquitoes and heat, you can get fresh air at night. So these are just some of the ideas and the benefits of that system.
Okay, you can.
We're now at the front door of the residence, and the system was designed, as I said, to respond to the issues of dust, entry of cold air, wind, insects of all kinds, lizards. Now, this front door when we moved here, there was gaps around the side of the door that you could see. You could see inside, or from the outside, inside you could see outside. I later put in a viewer, but you could actually view through the cracks in the door who was at the door. It was that bad. And one of my neighbors, in fact, has indicated that they had lizards and snakes coming in the same estate. So at the bottom of the door, we had to design and build a door sweep. We couldn't find them here, so we had to build much of the system that we now call WeatherGuard. Also, these strips, these pieces of wooden strips that are now secured to the frame, they have foam, a special type of foam around them that seals the door and stops any entry of dust, sound, insects, etc. Now, we're going to go around to some of the windows. Now these are the typical type of windows that we're finding in most homes. People are very concerned about security, so they love the metal windows. Now the problem with them is they don't seal well. Okay, they have very big, large gaps. I mean, you can see me put my finger in here. Okay, I could do the same back here. As you look directly onto the window, you don't see those gaps. But when you come to the side, like here, you can see the gaps. Okay, so now we have foam here that provides us a seal that stops the entry of dust, cold, sound, etc. And that's been very effective. So we use different types of sealers and foams, and we also, the hardware often is a problem. The hardware often does not really tighten the window securely against the metal. And even if it does, there's still the gaps between the metal frame and the metal window. Okay?
Okay.
So the way in which we resolve that is by, so you can see these huge gaps. Now the way we resolve it is again by using a foam strip of various sizes, densities, etc. This is all part of our patented system. Now, let's take a look at the rear door. I understand often some of this metalwork were really made by apprentice, even though our state in general is very well constructed. But look at the huge gaps. You can put your whole finger inside, okay? Because you have huge gaps here all around, all around this window, this door opening. Even at the bottom of the door, there's huge openings, okay? All of which we are able to seal. Now, this window, as you see, swings out, and we like air in our kitchen. So, what we've done is we put a special fiber strip here, and then when I move it, you can see the dust come out of it because it seals, it picks up and seals the dust. Now, so that goes around the windows, and again, we use different types and different thicknesses. And all of this is specially made, is not available and found here in Kenya. That's why it took me several years to put this system together and patented it. Now on the inside, we'll take you inside, but from the outside you can see there's a double screen. There's a screen that goes from here to here, and a screen that goes from here to here. There's also a bottom track, and then there's an upper track. Now, from the outside, what I'm going to do is I'll move the screen, okay? So then you can see that this screen will slide and then go back into, and then goes back into the channel, and then it seals. Now, the same for the other. We'll go inside and do it. What I would like to point out to you is the dust. This is the kind of dust. You can see the dust And
See how much dust?
now this is the actual color of the screen mesh, which is a micro screen mesh that will not allow pollen, dirt, dust, anything go through. It's black. Now you notice the screen in the window is now a whole nother color. It's gray. It's gray, it's tan. That's because it has inhibited and held that type of, that volume of dust while allowing fresh air to come through. Great.
Okay.
Okay, now we're inside that room, the kitchen. And you can see how easily the screens slide, close and seal. They're closed and sealed by this channel, U-channel. And then also on the top and on the bottom. They have rollers on the base that allow it to roll in the track. So basically what you're doing is when you want air, you open up, you slide this out the way, you open up your window, you lock your window into place, and you slide this back, finished. So this is a permanent solution. Now, also, these can be taken out of the opening. Boom. Okay, now we're now in the dining room. Now, here you see a large window opening. You see the center is a fixed window, and the two sides are the ones that open. So I'm now going to open the screen and see how it rolls. Open the window, and then I would lock it in place. Okay, and then close it, and we have our seal. Okay. Now the window, we have a choice. In this case, we had two windows, and I decided to put sliders on both sides. But if your room isn't that big, you can save money by leaving this window the way it is, and just do the normal weather stripping on the frame, of course on all frames, of all windows and doors, and then just put the slider on one side. So you'd have, this would probably be enough air actually for a room this size. So there's a little wall here that actually seals the side. Okay, we're at the entrance. We're at the entrance door that you saw from outside. Look at you can put your finger all the way in. The gaps are incredible. So we were getting sound, noise, dust, everything. And all that's been eliminated, as you could have seen from outside. Also, quick story, my wife has a textile project in Makawini, Wote, where she produces silk from the silkworm, working with the people in the community and training them. Meanwhile, she's only home sometime once a week. So whenever she comes home, before the system was in, there was dust on the floor. There was, it was just because that's what it is. That's what happens here. And we don't even live near the road or roadway. But after the system was in, she came home once and she asked the question, she says, so where's the dust? I said, what do you mean? I said, she said, well, Margaret was here today, our housekeeper, and she mopped, right? I said, no. She was here yesterday. No. The day before. No. Well, where's the dust? I said, remember, we are dust free. And we would like to offer you and your family the benefits of being dust and mosquito free.